Welcome, replay viewers. Thanks for the hearts. And remember, you can share this with your Twitter followers, even though it's a replay. Welcome. Hi there, Bill. My name is Lucia. I'm a dating and relationship expert. Hey, Fred. Nice to see you again. So today I'm going to be talking about how to meet women on Periscope. It's basically the same also on how to meet men. Hey Bill, I'm in Los Angeles too. Hey Craig. Hi Fred. Bonjour. You can meet both men and women with the tactics that I give, but since there's more guys than women on here, I thought I would tailor it to the guys, but it's also about guys and girls. So, all right, so the first thing you want is you want to make sure you have a profile picture, because nobody wants to go out with an egg. So make sure you have a profile picture that's flattering. Don't be mysterious, otherwise people will wonder what's going on, what you're trying to hide. And also make sure you have something in your bio. And if you have any questions during any of this, feel free to ask. So you want to put something interesting, unless you're leaving the grocery store. I don't understand. Anyways, so you want to have something in your bio. If you're on here for professional reasons, you're going to put your professional bio, but if you're just here for personal reasons, then put something interesting about your life. So basically, if someone goes to your profile, they know who the heck you are, at least a little bit about who you are. All right, so there's two types of people on Periscope. There's the people that view and the people that broadcast. Everyone's a viewer, everyone's watching everyone else, but not everyone is a broadcaster. Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about, the egg. Okay, I was wondering what you were talking about. So first I'll start with the viewers. If you're just a viewer and not a broadcaster, the great thing about the update is that now you can find people on the map since the update last week. So you can find people in your area instead of wondering if someone is in your area. So first you look at the map to find someone near you, because not too many people are into long distance relationships. So make sure they're near you and start following. Oh, only on iOS. Okay, so it's only on iOS for now. When it gets to Android, thank you. When it gets to Android, then you can find them. And you're going to start following people that you find interesting. Now, the great thing about Periscope is that people are very forthcoming with information, so that if you ask them, you know, are you single and how old are you, blah, 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 a lot of people, they usually answer. So while you watch their scope, you can find out more about them. And so watch a few scopes to see if you're interested in that person, because sometimes maybe someone has an off day, and watch a couple of scopes just to find out a bit about who they are. Don't jump to any conclusions. Next, you want to give them positive attention. Not negative attention, don't get blocked. So positive attention, and if you like what you're hearing, feel free to give hearts. That means that you make comments like Fred just did. You ask questions. You participate in the discussion, and you give hearts, because everyone appreciates hearts, and it costs nothing. So they'll notice, because people always look back afterwards at the list of who was on their broadcast, and they see who gave the most hearts. And it just makes people happy, and it gets you noticed. So the ideal is to get noticed, especially if the person has a lot of followers. It's going to be kind of hard to get noticed, so you need to stand out. So these are the way to stand out. Now, don't say, if it's a woman, don't say you're beautiful or you're so beautiful. Especially if she's a beautiful woman, which if you're interested, I'm sure she's beautiful to you, because she hears that every day. So you're not going to stand out like that. You're just going to be another guy saying that she's beautiful and putting her up on a pedestal before you know anything about her. So I know it goes against your instincts and what you've been taught, but do not say, oh, you're so beautiful, because you're just going to get categorized as just an average guy. Now, the idea is that you need to take the discussion off of Periscope and onto Twitter, because obviously there's a lot of people watching here. It's kind of hard to pick up, quote unquote, pick someone up if you are on Periscope. You don't want the whole world knowing what's up. So what you then do is you're going to follow her on Twitter and see if she follows you. If she doesn't, again, you want to be noticed. So if she did a scope that you particularly liked, you can promote her scope. So you take a screenshot when she's talking. Don't do this to me though. and post it and say, oh, a great Periscope broadcast today by blah, blah, blah. Really enjoyed it, blah, blah, blah. She'll see that. She'll probably favorite it, retweet it. See, now it's like little mini steps. You're building a little relationship, so to speak. You want to get noticed, but you don't want to be too much too fast. So you have to take little steps. You know, you don't want to sound like a groupie when you do tweet about her scope. You don't want to talk about her looks and say, oh, she's so beautiful. Just, especially if she's beautiful, you want to comment on her intelligence, because beautiful people want to be complimented on their intelligence, and intelligent people want to be complimented on their looks. The opposite of what everyone else has. They want to be complimented on. So the idea is to take it off Twitter. Now, there's a part 2 to this, which is what to do when you're on Twitter, but I don't want to give you too much information at once. So that's going to be another scope about what to do once you're off Twitter, or you're on Twitter. Now, Rihanna met, she tweeted about someone last year, and now it seems like she's dating him. It's a guy from a soccer team, some famous player. I don't know. I don't follow. So Rihanna didn't have to meet someone on Twitter. She could have had her people contact his people, but yet she tweeted about him, and he followed up, and it worked. So you can meet people on Twitter, but if you meet them first on Periscope, you have to take it to Twitter. Now, if you're actually a broadcaster, not just a viewer, that's even better, because now you have more control. So if you're a broadcaster, is everybody listening with bated breath? Is everyone taking notes? I don't see any questions. That's okay. You can always watch the replay too. Thanks for the hearts. Let me see who's giving me the hearts so I can be sure to... Craig, thank you so much, and Frederic. Make sure to give you a shout out later. Okay, so if you're a broadcaster, you want to look as good as you can. You're listening. I know everyone's listening. You want to look as good as you can. So, you know, if you're a female, obviously put some makeup on. It always helps. And make sure you have good lighting. I set this lighting up. Without this, I look terrible. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, just want to make sure you check the lighting beforehand. What's with the smirk? Is that a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Don't scope if you're tired or you're in a bad mood. That doesn't work. You know, keep it positive. Because if someone is looking for love or looking to meet someone on a social media, they want someone, everyone wants someone positive. You know, they don't want to see someone negative and they think, yeah, I want to meet that person. They're really negative. Yeah, I want to get to meet them. So you want to keep it positive. Don't scope if you're tired. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that's the... Don't scope without a message. You can scope without a message, yeah. If you just want to scope. It just depends. Okay, so then you want to interact with as many people as possible on your scope. So try to answer every question depending on how many, you know, if there's a lot of questions, you can't get to them all, that's fine. That's actually even better, because if you miss a question or a comment that you want to comment on, you actually, in the replay, you can watch it, you can find out the person's screen name, and then you can comment on Twitter later to them directly, which is a great way to get noticed. Again, we're taking this off to Twitter. So if you miss someone's comment and you're interested in them, then you can answer their question later on Twitter. Yes. So you give shout outs on Twitter. Oh, and what I do, what I just mentioned, is I give shout outs to the people that give me the most hearts. And I would suggest you also do that if you're a broadcaster, because obviously everyone appreciates a shout out and they're more likely to remember you, especially if they just came into your scope once or twice. They'll appreciate it. And again, it gets you noticed. It's about standing out and getting noticed. So if you give someone a shout out, because everyone wants to build up their following, everyone wants to be recognized and receive a shout out. So it's a quid pro quo. They give you something, you give them something. Now, in the replays, you can catch someone to see if they're interested, if you're interested in them. Because again, if you have a lot of people watching and the comments go by really fast, luckily you can see the photo. I can see Mr. Wonderful down there. I can see Craig. But you can't always see everyone's photo. So in the replays, you can pause it and then look at the photo and go, am I interested in this person? Look at their bio, then go to their Twitter, check out their Twitter, make sure they're not crazy, make sure they're not married. You know, you'll find out, you know, or go to their other social media. Basically, you want to check all their social, not all, but their social media, especially Instagram, because usually if people are in a relationship, they'll post photos on Instagram. So you just got to make sure the person is single first before you contact them or before you start following them on. I mean, you can follow them, but just don't, don't pursue them if they're in a relationship, obviously. Yeah, so if you see someone on your broadcast that you like, follow them on Periscope and see if they broadcast and check them out and see if you're interested, and then go through the other things I said here, and then follow them also on Twitter. So as you can see, the goal is to always get to Twitter. That's part 2. And I don't want to overwhelm you and give you too much information today, so that's just for how to meet people on Periscope. Are there any questions? Hello, Sergio. Welcome back. Any questions or comments? Whoops. Otherwise, I will end it here. And thank you so much for joining me. If you have a question, you can always hit me up on Twitter, like I said. And I will do part 2, talking about how to actually meet and interact with people on Twitter. Okay, thanks so much. Yeah, that's part 2. I just don't want to give too much information. I don't want to overwhelm in one day. Hola, gracias. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.